You go to the Cheatham County Beekeepers on YouTube and look at the feed and see if you can hear and see. Where's the mic? Yeah. So it's the link. You could go to your email and get the link I sent out. The one that I sent out to the whole club. Oh, look, there I am too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you see anything yet?
So they said you might get a little bit of.
Okay, am I blurry? Any issues? Okay. Huh? Turn it this way. How about that? Can you hear? Is your volume up? I just did. Yeah, I just did. Let's see what that is. All right. Thank you. Well, you need it for you.
Well, you're the president. Make him.
Yeah, tell him to move. Scoot up.
No, I gotta wear that. No, that's not gonna work.
The 24th and 25th. Okay.
Come on, get out of there. Yeah, put it underneath my glasses. Testing. Am I even on?
Oh, we have a guy with us in Arizona. Yeah, let me see the front of it. If it's the blue lights on, you're good to go. Perfect.
Yeah, let's turn this off before somebody calls me in the middle of something. Yeah, let's see.
We have a guy with us.
Guy who?
Guy Truex? I don't know him.
Okay.
Anybody want to check their information? Right here. Make sure that it's accurate for the contacts.
Yeah, pass it around if you want, Mike. For now.
Yeah, you're
If you happen to get that, just also write down how many years you've been keeping bees over on the far right or someplace. Is there enough room over there? How many years they've been keeping bees next to their name? Yeah.
And I'll enter it in.
That way we can get it.
I'll put it on the contacts.
Yeah. Good. Where was I? Hey guys, I don't bite, so if you want to just move up a little further, so I mean, not that I have to yell with a mic on, but the people on YouTube will hear me. But you know, if you come up forward, maybe, but I don't have to yell. Oh. Great. All righty. Got water in there. Well, good evening, everybody. It's about that time again.
See the camera. Hold on. Perfect.
Where was I? Well, welcome to the Cheatham County Beekeepers July meeting. I've got just about 7 things on the agenda for today, and we'll try and whip through them pretty good because I know some of you guys are still working your bees this time of night. At least I would have been if I was there. Okay, so big thing coming up in October is the MTSU conference, which is a TBA conference. You need to register and sign up for it. And we have a sheet around here that's got, if it's blue, it's got the agenda on it. And if it's yellow, it's probably got the how to sign up. Non-Tennessee Beekeepers Association members is $40 for 2 days and $60 for non-members. They also have lunchbox lunches and things like that. And the agenda is really quite extensive. Just as a hint, some of the things that you'll be needing to know about as we go along this summer is varroa management and control. That's Mike Studer and Phil Kraft doing that, and troubleshooting your hives. Lots of different things, foragers for floral resources. Kent Williams will be there. Cayman Reynolds will be there. All the people I always suggest for watching on YouTube. A lot of other good speakers. And I know Mickey and I are already signed up and registered, so you've got at least 2 of us going. If you need to, you can commute with us, carpool, whatever.
Seems like me, you might as well sign up for the Tennessee Beekeepers Association, because it's gives you a $20 break, but if you sign up for that, it's the same price.
Not only that, but it gives the club a few more points as for how many members are in TBA, and therefore we get there's a lot of other things that TBA offers, and I'm hoping they go through that on one of these programs too. Yeah, yeah. Well, as you might notice, we've got, this isn't the new mic, is it?
That's your new mic.
That's the new mic. We bought it. Thanks for you guys is voting on it last time. So we got that. So that's good. We also have the extractor that's now at my house and set up. Okay, I'll be trying it out here this week. So if you want to come out and see how it works, you know, right now I haven't even taken my honey off. So I just got about 10 frames off this tonight, and hopefully within the next week I'll get some more frames out. But I'll send out an email to anybody out when I start extracting. That way you'll have a chance to come out and see what it's like. I don't advise wearing your best clothes. It's a sticky business, you know, but I know a lot of people were telling me that their honey's not even capped yet. So just be aware of that. One of the things you want to look for if you're going to try and extract without your honey capped is just give it a shake. If it comes out, it's too watery, but if it doesn't, it's probably going to be okay. You know, put it up. That's a scientific method right there. That's only 2 hives I got out of, by the way. So I got 15 frames out of that. Of course, they want to stack so high I had to stand up on the stand to get to them. Okay. Also, let's see. We also had one of our members get out of the bee business suddenly, and so he has given us a bunch of equipment. Okay, it's most of the equipment you can't use unless it had bees in it within the last year, and his did. So if somebody needs bee equipment, he made it himself, and he didn't have any diseases. Okay, he just only had 1 hive, so it's kind of hard to work with just 1 hive, really. That's why we always recommend having 2 or 3, is to get a good idea what the others are looking at and what they're doing. But he had a 2-frame extractor, so if anybody would like to use that, that's an excellent thing to try and get just a little bit of honey off for you. If nothing else, stick it in your coffee or tea or whatever, just to say you had some, you know. So since a lot of things are falling into my hands based on my position as the president, everybody calls me and says, well, I got this, this, and this, and you can have them, you know. So I've gotten lots of stuff like the extractor, some screen bottom boards, some screen tops and things like that, some 10-frame equipment. But like I said, you have to make sure, you have to do your due diligence on that, because you're not really allowed to give away that kind of stuff. So if it sits long enough, it'll go in the burning pile. So just be aware of that. Well, so, but if you want to look it over, some things like tools, for example, you can heat those up to the glow, and they're fine to use. I don't need any more beehive tools, really don't. Okay. Now the big thing. I'm going to put Robin in charge of this one. Cheatham County Fair is less than, it's just a week and a half away, really. So Robin, you want to come up here and talk? You want me to hand you the mic? Okay. I'm going to have to repeat everything she says. So she needs volunteers. It's 27th through the 31st. And she was talking earlier about having somebody help clean up the fairgrounds a little bit on the 24th. We need volunteers is what we're trying to get at. So
Hasn't been used in 2 years. So our food area has our table and chair and our display case. It's light with a honey. We just need to go in there with soap and water and broom and do a thorough cleaning. You know, get a nice out of the way, this light is out of the way. Now, this Wednesday and Thursday, the 4-H is going to be down there doing that area where the produce is. So, there's going to be people there Wednesday and Thursday, 8 to 12 this week, but I can't be there, but we can do it the weekend before the fair.
so you want to give them your phone number, or
Whatever day we get most people now.
just touch base with Robin afterwards if you can volunteer, because we could really use some help. So those of you out there watching us on YouTube, if you need to give us a call, you can either call me or call Robin, and get your name to us so that we can get you on the list to help out a little bit. It does become a little bit extensive, actually, when you're cleaning and everything else. And we also need people to kind of man the booth during the fair and talk about bees. And I see a whole lot of people who love to talk about bees in this room. So if you'll just get with Robin and just give her a date that you can go, we can get them rounded up. You know?
Besides manning the booth, we also have it works to get people up to our booth some. We sell honey sticks for 25 cents and they get sold. People will get 25 cents for honey sticks. Really fast. And we also have a jar of candy, like give us some honey. Yes, how many pieces are in the jars, we will price it or not. Sometimes the jar of candy. Jar of candy. So those things we have going on in our booth. And you can sell honey. Anybody wants to sell honey at the fair is welcome to sell honey.
You should have food every night that the fair is going on.
And judging is also.
Judging the honey will be Tuesday night at 6:30 during the fair hours. So the people that will work it, usually it's done the morning of, nobody knows. We got the judges coming Tuesday night, and there's Future Farmers of America students from Harper High School. So they'll be our judges. We usually get ag students, but we'll get them into the bee thing, and they'll judge during the fair, especially for people who work and they want to see their honey. Sunday? Oh, yeah, Sunday, it's August 1st. You come and pick it, if you're in your honey, you pick it up August 1st, you have to break down the booth. Our booth is for education, also we like to have, sometimes we'll have a hive there and an extractor. We can see how what we do. No bees, but that would be fun. But anyway, yeah, so we have things in our booth, it's a double size booth. People say that's the honey, but the bees do this is the extractor and stuff like that. You might use that 10 frame.
Yeah, it's got a little stand. Just need a bucket, and some honey in a frame. Yeah, it's actually the fair's only going to be going from 6 to 8, right? So it's a very limited fair. So it's not like it's a long, extended period of time that you'll be down there. You just need some volunteers to sit and talk about bees. Just want to go over the mentor-mentee program for just a little bit. We now have a program. Thank you, Chris. and all the committee for the work they did. So they've got some, I was hoping that we sent out an email with a copy of this. And so if you get a chance, I'd like you to read it and critique it for us so that we can, next time we can get together, we can vote on it as a reliable program or a program that you guys are willing to work with. So that's, I really wanted a little more critique from everybody, but I haven't heard from anybody. So I just want to, if you get a chance, just go over it, read it, see what you like or don't like. It's pretty extensive. So I really just hope you would take the time to read it so that we can get some more critique on it. Just because you guys are gonna have to vote on it. And so I want you at least knowledgeable about what you're voting on. You know, so if you get a chance, read the mentor-mentee program so that we can kind of get it set up. And in that light, when we vote on it, we'll also be looking at maybe a coordinator to work with this program, because this program can be very helpful for new beekeepers, and we really want to get our new beekeepers up and running and having a enjoyable time with their bees and not losing their bees and getting frustrated a lot. Okay, so what we want to do is make sure that our new bees are getting the education that they need to be successful beekeepers. So in that regards, we just check that program and see if it's giving them that opportunity. Also, we need a coordinator that'll match up people. Let's say somebody comes in from Pleasant View or from Kingston Springs and matches you up with people in that area that have got the experience, and then call them up and see if they'll talk to each other and, you know, get them coordinated, you know, get them. It's not a lock-in. Nothing's a lock-in with a mentor, okay? You can always fire your mentor and go get another one, okay? I know I fired my first one. But in any case, the thing is, you want them to have somebody that they can ask questions of and not just rely totally on YouTube or any of the other avenues that we have to get information. So that's kind of, if you're interested in the job as a mentor-mentee coordinator, all you would do is just match X with Y and see how they're doing, check up on them once in a while, and then if they're working out good, fine. If they're not, rearrange it so they find someone they G-haul with so that, you know, the bees get the advantage of it. So, of that relationship too. Okay. Any questions? No questions yet, huh? Oh.
So this doesn't have to be a person from the mentor committee, it's just open to the whole membership?
Yeah. Preferably it would be nice if it was a mentor, or so they know what they're looking for, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, if you've been a mentee, I would think you'd also have a relationship and to see how other things would match up, you know, so that's the way I look at it. What do you think?
That sounds fair. And they would contact you, or?
Well, just let me know if they're interested in the position. There's a lot to do in this club. We're getting bigger. We're getting more people. We're getting more socially out there. So it's kind of spreading me thin, okay, if you know what I mean. So if we can get some of the jobs out there to other people to do, it would help immensely get the good stuff done too, you know, besides. It's not that it's not good stuff. Let me rephrase that. I mean, I just want it to spread around a little bit. It also helps you become involved in the club, which puts some skin in the game, you know? So, any other questions?
Secretary will help coordinate and the secretary will follow information on contacts, info, put people together.
Yeah, well, that was another thing we're going to talk about too, Mike, is, you know, as secretary, your job is to get the minutes also. So you got a little bit more on your plate too. So if we had like somebody, for example, who was a introduction, somebody who gets the name tags on people, that's what we got a person that will do that every meeting. A little, how did I phrase it? A newbie list maker, okay, or a membership coordination person, a greeter, somebody who takes care of people when they walk in the door and they gets their name tags on, and and ask them how they're doing and how are their bees, and kind of get them welcoming, a welcoming committee maybe. Other names we could go with. I'm taking any help we can get here. Someone who just likes to talk to people and get information like how your bees doing, how many years you've been beekeeping, when especially new people come in. Most of the faces I've seen in this room already today. So, but we got other people. We were supposed to have some other people show up, and I don't see any new people, so they must not have made it. But anyway, there's an opportunity to get the new people welcomed quick. Okay, that's my point. Is there any questions? Something needed, not needed? Am I overthinking it? I mean, come on.
I liked it.
All right, we'll see how it goes then. We'll see how it goes. Okay. We also could use some suggestions on education, as far as the meetings go on, as we start getting into winter, we're going to want some speakers and some things like that. So if you can get some suggestions, you meet somebody at the conference and they go, hey, will you talk to our club? Can get their name, get their address, ask them what do they need. Some people need a little money, some people need nothing, some people talk about different things that'll be important to the club. That's the kind of things when you go to the conference you might be looking for, is get their cards, so we can call them and get them on the list or something. I shouldn't have to do all the talking. Okay, I know there were some other things in here. Okay, one of the things brought up at the last discussions I've had with people is that we should probably have updated bylaws. Okay, so we might need to sit down and look at those a little bit better as well. Got some suggestions from other clubs. So if anybody who really likes that kind of stuff, bylaws and getting those kind of organizational skills, anybody got those kinds? My organizational skills, I'm the captain, you're the crew, and we're going to do it this way. That's my organizational skills. So somewhat limited, okay? So in the meantime, if you have skills in that area where you enjoy writing up bylaws for the club, that would be excellent. It would help us a lot. So anybody got any of those kinds of skills, I'd appreciate it. Just tug on my cape here. So we'll get something headed in the right direction on that. The ones that pulled up off the internet or from North Carolina, they seem to have an extensive thing. They've got some really good ideas. Some things that need to be addressed, okay, for our mentor and mentees. You don't have to just go to somebody's hives. You can go to the hives that are at the dam. There's 3 hives out there right now that can be used by a mentor-mentee relationship. Just make arrangements or make it a regular day every month that we do that. Is that something that people would be interested in? Going out on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday or, any day that's available, and go out and those bees haven't been looked at probably in a few weeks, so they can be looked at next Saturday, and we could do tests on them. We could do, for example, an alcohol test for mites, on them also. So those are some of the things we can be doing as a club with the bees that are on the dam property, the Corps of Engineer property, to be official. So since you have to do it anyway, you might as well get a bunch of people in there over there. Okay, so especially the newbies, get them out there, and we can do it in a nice way, like with powdered sugar, or we could do it the mean way, like kill the bees with alcohol. Either way, those 300 bees will get their replacements the next day anyway, if the queen's laying. So, any questions on that idea? Well, you guys are just really quiet today.
Can you send the bylaws that you have on an email flash?
Probably could.
Yeah, that would be really good to be able to, just like the mentor.
Right now, all we have for the club is a list of duties per person. And it was done by Christopher Robin a long time ago. That's how long ago it's been. So we really need something a little more formal.
You have one from North Carolina as well, right?
I've got these copies right here, and I bet I know somebody who can send these to you as soon as I find them.
I can do a quick scan and then we can just email it to the club.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you. Yeah, send those out to everybody, and if you underline stuff you like and highlight stuff you think needs a little rewording or something, and it might be a group effort to get it done. Now, I know there's something else in here. Judging. Do you guys have any questions about any of this stuff we've just talked about? The fair, what are you doing with your bees right now? I mean, has everybody got their honey off that they're going to get off? I'm still playing with that. So what I'll do this week is as I go along, I'll try and set up something on Wednesday afternoon to do a little extracting at my house. So if anybody hasn't ever done that and wants to see what it's like, I'll get an email out to everybody. Right now I've got bee escapes on 3 hives and probably got 3 more hives to put bee escapes on, and slowly get the honey off of it. So yeah, I think we can get that out to you. You guys have anything? Social media have anything for us? I didn't get the treasurer's report we have a treasurer's report today?
We got some outstanding checks. We did go to Zooks and Mass, which is a friend or a relative of Zooks, and got the bees hives of the dam. So they're all the same now. And then we just bought a mic and stuff. So it took us 3 checks outstanding, so our balance after they go through will be $5,181.55.
Wow.
And that's after the extractor. That's even after the extractor and all the other bee stuff we bought.
Yeah, if you come out to watch extraction at my place, there'll be two extractors going. You can have the little one that's a hand crank going, and for anybody who wants to just try it, you got 1 and 2 hives, that's all you need. And then we got an electric Vivo, which can put 4 frames in there, 4 deeps and 8 mediums, I think. So Mufasa power. It really did. It's really, but my extractor was 24 years old, so I think it's It's had its better days, and it was always hand crank. You know.
But the extractor that the club bothers the club to use.
Yeah, so we're making sure that it works. We put it together with my husband and I did that, and so so it's all together, and only took us maybe less than an hour, I think, really.
How many arguments?
Just the tops were funny, you know, because you have to have them a certain direction to fit to touch the switches, so that if you turn it on, if it doesn't come on, then you got the tops on wrong. You know, so it's safety switch, so you don't. Yeah. But looks like it's going to do it very well. Yeah. You guys get yours extracted already? Did you have any? Is anybody selling honey? Mickey, Mickey selling honey?
70 gallons. 70 gallons. Wow. Most of it's in jars.
Been busy, huh?
Finished 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, now he extracted at the right time. I delayed. Okay. But if I'd have done it in June, I'd be better off, honestly.
It was the right time because it was dry for 3 weeks. It looked like we were going to go into a dirt. So as soon as it was extracted, we put some of those frames back on and filled in syrup last week. The rain came and so did the nectar. There's a lot of syrup out there. It wasn't there only 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Well, that's one question that I have, like, we extracted what we're gonna do. So I guess, like, what is our next step now? Do we need to try to do some, I guess, some treatment or?
Generally, yeah, after you extract, you can do a treatment. You can do either oxalic acid or what's most people using? Apagard. Okay. And I'll probably use oxalic acid because most of my hives have gone through a brood break, so they should be very low on varroa. So that'll be another thing if when I get in there, if I start doing some testing, there's only about 5 of the 56 hives I've got, or 65. How many? I don't know how many I got. But anyway, however many hives, there's only a few that have not gone through a brood break. So those are the ones I would be most concerned about, because when a hive goes through a brood break, the varroa mites have a break in the cycle for them as well, and unfortunately it kills them because they don't have brood to go into to make their babies, and therefore they can't reproduce. So brood breaks, most of my hives have been through one. In fact, I put BBs on every one that I know had a brood break on there, so on top of the hive. Split, or somebody wanted a queen, I gave them a queen and then notched the frame for them and let them make their own, you know, or gave them a new queen, a queen cell. So I knew it had to go through a certain amount of time to come out laying. So that's the beauty of and after a lot of people, like I bet Cayman's doing it right now. Cayman Reynolds probably splitting all his hives right now. You know, after the spring honey flow, they split it, take the old queen off in a nuke or something like that, and let them make their own queen.
What about, feeding? I mean, should we be doing any kind of feeding?
Right now, they've got a lot of syrup and stuff on it, like Mickey said.
Okay.
But our dearth lasts from now until probably August, the worst of it. Then you'll get your fall flow started in September, And correct me if you guys have different dates in mind. You know, these are just broad strokes. So, but for most of us, we'll let the bees keep whatever they make in the fall. And then about the end of September, we start weighing hives and looking and see how they're filling up. And, you know, if you get 40 to 60 pounds on a hive, you need, let's say 8 frame hives, you need 5 frames of honey. A medium frame will have 4 pounds and a deep will have 6. So you figure out how many. You need 10 frames of mediums or 8 frames of deeps, okay, for them to get through the winter. And then they eat it. They won't even eat it till January maybe, because we don't have a bad winter. And sometimes our winter doesn't even start till January. But they eat throughout the year, and they're starting to rob now. So if you haven't put robber screens on, I suggest you start. If you use them, just reduce your entrance down. Anybody else got some suggestions? Mickey, what are you doing these days?
On feeding, if you're unsure whether you have enough food or not, wait till Labor Day and start feeding 2 to 1. And they will store that just like me. They will not even store it. And that'll add to a lot of weight in September and October. With insurance policy.
Yeah.
Don't put it on too quick. Start feeding them.
Yeah, if you don't feed, you can put a sugar board for insurance for winter. I do that too.
They get it on both ends.
Yeah. Are you selling queens, Mickey?
Splitting, making moves.
Okay. Okay. So I'm the only one selling queens now. Okay. The way I look at it, I don't want to go through winter with 60 hives. So, probably, anywhere from 5 to 10 queens is available. What I'll do is I'll just combine hives if I want to, because I don't want to go through winter with I went through with 15 last winter, and I'd like to stay in the 15 to 30 range for that. And I've got about 50 some hives. So because I split earlier. Well, it depends on what kind of queen you get too. If you want your own queens, if you take that queen and set her aside in a nuke with some nurse bees and some brood and stuff, and let that hive raise their own queen, that's the strongest hive you've got right there. They only got that queen to worry about. They're not worried about a string of, brood to me. That's when I split. I'll go in and what's called notching a frame. You just find the right size cell and pull about a third of that cell down so that it exposes that small larva. That's a 1 or 2 day old larva, and they'll put a queen cell right there. And you can go in after 2 or 3, well, actually probably 3-4 days, and find the biggest cells and keep 2 of them and get rid of the others. So now you've done some modification already that gives you a better queen. Okay, so getting somebody else's queen is fine. I don't mind you paying for it, but you know, my thought process was for myself. That was the whole idea, was starting to make splits and doing that, was because I don't have to depend on anybody to get a queen in an emergency. You know, that's just my thought processes that I went through. Yeah. Now I probably have one in my starter finisher hive right now. The little rascals, they have a way of hiding. Yeah, but they are magnets. I think you're right.
Is there somebody, like, is there some kind of a thing that, like a video or something that shows that notching the cell just to kind of?
Yes, but the guy is, yes, it's, what's the name of that book? I want to, I have the book, okay, but it's as simple as taking your hive tool and just pulling down on it. You know, it just, and then just let, all right, here's the cell, okay? Take about that much, pull down on it, okay? And that larva that's in there, you want it to be the shape of a C, you know, very young larva, just the egg laid over one, sorry, the egg laid over one day, okay, dissolved, okay, and became a larva, okay? That's first and second day of its larva life right there. So that's what you're looking for. Practice with the big fat ones if you need to. You mean just go to a big fat cell and pull down on it and see how it works. But you know, you're not. If the bees don't want it, they will fix it up, and you'll look like just nothing ever happened. You know. So, any other questions?
Does anybody use formic acid in my treatment?
I've done it, but you gotta really watch the temperature.
Yeah,
It'll be-
temperature sensitive,
Yeah.
over 82 or something like that. You can't use it.
It was good, I used it in the fall, but they still do not use some of those below.
Just because, I'm just asking, because Kent Williams said that's being used, because it also works on tree filters too.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Anybody else? Did I miss anything? Anybody want to bring up something? The inspector class is still, Mike didn't get back with me when I sent him an email, but he did say that they were going to open up the inspector classes. So I guess I'll have to bug him over the next few days and get an answer on when we can have that, because he promised me when he was doing my inspections that we were going to get it. So I'll just have to get a hold of him, because that right there will be a lot of good information. Like you'll be gulping information, I bet. Robin, you've taken that class. It's pretty hefty, isn't it?
I even found all my books from that the other day when I was looking through the fair box. Yeah. But, you know, now that you said that, isn't that all my paperwork? I'm also took the master beekeeping class, and I think I had to take it before they let me take that inspector class.
Well, I know someone who just took the master beekeeping class. I'm Becky. You want to talk a little bit about it?
I wonder why a lot of the things in this conference started out with this beeology. Two lessons on the mites and the pests that bees, talking a lot about regulating. There was a lady on there with one lesson from, I think she's from Pinterest Springs or Dixon, somewhere over that way, that talked about the plants, worked in agriculture, talked about the plants and what bees put in the plant, and, bees. videos on how to start doing video on bees, doing their own dance, and other duties where.
Now, is that program, when did it start, when did it end, and when does it begin again, or?
I'm not sure when it's gonna be doing yet. This finished last Thursday, and that was, I think it was 9 lessons.
Did they have other people in? Was it Zoom? Was it a Zoom meeting?
It was in Zoom, yeah, there was 2 or 3 other people. I don't know their names, Mike, somebody, and, they turn in and call. There was a little chat box where you could ask questions. Well, just a question and answer box.
Maybe Mike Studer.
One of those, they couldn't call.
Okay, it's probably Mike Studer, the inspector. Studer. I've seen a few of those classes offered online every once in a while, so you can check them out and see if there's something you'd be interested in. Was it free? Yeah, they used to have them in person.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Did they talk about starting in person again? Okay. I think Mike is here south of Nashville near, and so, but Jennifer is in Knoxville. So, but they had them in Cookeville at one time. I think I've been to 2 in Cookeville. You know, so. That's just what there's philosophies on everything in beekeeping, you know. Yeah, you want to prevent them from swarming because it takes half the hive away from you during the honey flow, which is when you're going to be making your money, for the most part. Okay, you know. Yeah, that you have to have a lot of bees to make some money. Actually, it's just an expensive hobby. I call it an addiction too. Yes. That's my husband always said I should sell the honey for about $100 a jar because that's how much it costs. Yeah. Yeah. No. Well. No, but you know, you can at least you can get buzzed without even getting buzzed, you know. No alcohol involved. No. Just a bunch of critters that just hang around in your ear drilling. Anything else? Robin has hats and shirts. Do you have shirts?
And sign-up sheets for the fair.
And sign-up sheets for the fair. So she's all set for you. Yeah. Any questions from the audience, ladies?
No, some nice comments, but.
Well, tell them thanks for showing up.
You know, Chris, a lot of people show up after. So we have, a minimal amount of people who watch live, but what we've noticed is we get 20, 35 people who watch after.
Well, that's cool. Never thought I'd be on any kind of video, you know? Yeah. Oh well, no accounting for taste.